a wonderful Friday afternoon. And I hope that you are looking forward to being creative this weekend, because I have so many beads. I don't know how you could go into this weekend not being inspired. I have so much beady goodness to show you in today's show. It's exciting. So I'm glad to have you. I'm glad that you're here. Grab a snack, get a little something to drink, and let's hang out and take a look at some beady goodness. And let's also make some sparkles, because that's my favorite thing in the entire world is sparkly jewelry. So if you feel the way that I do about it, if you love sparkles as much as I do, you're in the right place, because I have so much to show you. Hi Bonnie, hi Hermie, hi Laurie, how are you? Connie is here. Eric is here in the house, and so is Miss Michelle. Paulette is here. Hi, Julie. Hi, Jan in Montana. I hope you're staying cool in Montana. I don't really know a whole lot about Montana, but it just sounds hot. I could be wrong. It just sounds like a hot place to be. I don't know. Seems like a steamy kind of place. Sharon in Arizona. Now I know it's definitely hot in Arizona. Oh my goodness. Hi LJ, how are you? Hannah's here from Iceland, and it's stormy in Iceland. Wow. I mean, not wow as in happy for the storms, but wow that you're joining us from Iceland. That's pretty cool. I hope you're staying safe and dry. There we go. All right, friends. So I've got it. I have all the things. I have brand new strand bundles to show you. I have crystals that are just sparkly and beautiful. I have a super easy project for you to see. And I have lots of good information for you as well, because right now we are celebrating our pre-Labor Day sale going on right now, up to 60% off store-wide, which is absolutely incredible. And I have free beads for you. Free beads. Who doesn't love free beads? All right, so I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you some free beads, and we're going to talk about it. And I don't know, I'm going to use my hands for designing instead of like conducting this whole beady orchestra that I've got going on here. So let's take a look at some beady goodness. Oh, well, I'll just make a mess. How about that? It's definitely a Friday. Let me unplug. Forgot that plug was going to knock all those beautiful crystals into a big fat mess. But you know what? It's okay. At least it's a pretty mess. All right. So what you're looking at the moment, guys, is one of our very top sellers for our strand assortments. Now, you know that our dear Megan in the warehouse, Mix Master Megan, has put together these incredible strand assortments that have been crazy popular. And they're so popular, in fact, that we thought we would give you some for free. How do you feel about that? So right now, as we celebrate our pre-Labor Day sale with up to 60% off store-wide, if you spend $75 or more, you are going to get this teal assortment for free. And guys, this has been one of our very top sellers of the strand assortments. This one, it flew out the door immediately when we debuted it. It was restocked and has continued to be so popular, and you have the opportunity to get this one for free. Now, I'm also going to show you another one that you can get for free here in just a second, but while you feast your eyes on this gorgeous strand assortment here, I want to let you know that you can click on the shopping cart at any time, or shopping bag anytime, during today's show, and it is going to show you all of the items that are in today's show. So if you see something that you like, or if you need some of the findings that I'm using, or you need some of the wildfire, or you need a thread burner, all of those items that I'm using in the show are under that little icon. You just click on it. It's going to bring up all those items. You can put those items in your bag as well as finishing out your shopping process. So you can actually check out all from that little button while you are watching, and you don't have to navigate away. If you happen to be joining us from YouTube or Facebook, shopping is going to look a little different. Facebook users, you're going to have a little text bar up in the top of your screen where you can type in the codes for each one of the items, and it's going to send you a link to get you directly to those items over on the website. Now, here's the catch. If you are joining us from YouTube or Facebook, I can't see your comments, and I really, really want you to be a part of the conversation here. So if you've got questions, or you've got comments, or you've got design ideas, I would like to encourage you to come on over to artbeads.com/live and join us that way, so that I can not only see your comments, but later on when we do a little giveaway, you can enter. You have to be joining us from artbeads.com/live to enter to win during our giveaway. And we are doing a giveaway today. So I'd like to encourage you to come on over if you are joining us from somewhere other than the main site. Now, as I mentioned, if you spend $75 or more during our Labor Day sale, it's a hard thing to say, you will get one of these strand assortments for free, just for spending $75 on beads that you were going to spend anyway, right? And we're just going to give you some free beads for it. However, if you like this one, let me show you what else is there. What else there is. Wow. If you spend $99, you're going to get that one and this one. So not only are you going to get one beautiful strand assortment, but you're going to get two. And this one has very quickly become my new favorite. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is like the mauve assortment. It's kind of pinky purple. It's just beautiful. Look at these check glass nugget pearls. So pretty. Beautiful flowers. I love a good bellflower. This is my favorite bead strand here. Gorgeous drops, but they're table cut. And that just takes this to a whole new level. Look how beautiful those are. So pretty. Another one of my favorite shapes. I love the ovals. I love the ovals in the teal one too. They're matte and these are shiny, but they're so cool. Favorite shape of all time in these strand assortments. These kind of puffed coins. Love those. Those are gorgeous. Some little square beads. Leaves, which I adore. Clear with that AB finish. The faces. They're so cool. Rondelles. These came off the strand, so I have them in a bag. But beautiful rondelles. And then last but not least, some beautiful pink leaves. So, just in case you're joining us, we're talking about free beads, right? Let me lift you up a little bit more. Oh gosh, or I could just break the tripod. Why do I do things? Why can't I just be normal? So, $99 is going to get you this assortment and this assortment. So, here's a look at all. That's free, you guys. That's free beads. What? That's more free beads than I can. Forget the fact that they're just free. That's more beads than I can use in probably a month. Like, I could come up with so many different things to create with these. Oh my gosh. So $75 or more is going to get you the teal strand assortment. $100 or more is going to get you the teal assortment and the mauve assortment. Okay, so take advantage. Don't forget, pre-Labor Day sales going on, up to 60% off store-wide, and the free gift is going on this weekend only, so definitely want to take advantage of that. All right, I'm going to move these over here out of the way, and we're going to look at more beady goodness, because I told you, I got a lot of beady fabu for you today. All right, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what we are going to be creating today, because not to be showing you some crystal bracelets using a very easy bead weaving technique. Super simple. We're kind of building on some skills that I've been teaching you guys for the past couple of weeks with seed beads, but this time we're doing it with crystals instead of seed beads. Absolutely beautiful, really easy to create, and with just a couple of little variations in the number of beads, you can get a completely different look. So this is what the project is for today. We're going to be creating these gorgeous bracelets. You can do these with the prestige crystals that I'm going to show you, or you can do these with check fire polish. And guess what? I have brand new check fire polish bundles to show you. So I'm showing you these first. Then I'm going to drop some brand new check fire polish bundles on you. And then we're going to come back around to these to create some beautiful bracelets. All right. So let's take a look at the brand new fire polish bundles that we have, because these have been dropping all week and I have a few of them to share with you right now. All right, here we go. We've got, these are 4mm. I think you guys probably remember when we did the 6mm, and I used them not too long ago on the loom. Now these are the 4mm. This is the Mardi Gras Masquerade bundle. Now when I say bundle, that means you're getting all 4. So you're not buying the strands individually. They're already put together for you in these gorgeous color palettes. This one is so pretty. Beautiful purples. Lower you back down again, just so that I can raise you back up again here in a minute when we do the project. But just to give you a better look here. So pretty. So this one has all of your classic Mardi Gras colors in it, the purples, the greens, and the golds. So beautiful. All right, so there's that one. All right, next up, this one is probably my favorite just because it is so whimsical and so fun. This one is the Candy Apple, and it 100% screams candy apple. Perfect for fall. Love this one. Love that. If that doesn't say candy apple, I don't know what does. I cannot think of a better beady combination than this for that title. So cool. The red ones here are those two-tones, so it's like a soft maroony red with that green, and they do look like apples dipped in caramel. They're so cool. Really beautiful. All right. Next one that I have for you is the Twilight Bloom. Really pretty. Mauves. And then the dark bead strand with this one. So pretty. Gorgeous. All right, I have 2 more. This one is Rustic Jewels. This is probably my second favorite. Those colors are stunning. So pretty. Really, really beautiful. And then last but not least, and this one has changed just slightly. One of the bead strands is a little bit different than what I'm going to show you, but you're not going to be disappointed, trust me. It's still absolutely beautiful. This one is the Verdant Canopy, and I'll even show you which strand has changed. So beautiful teals in this one, and I believe it's this strand is a little bit different. It's another of the opaque, or not opaque, it's one of the translucent, like this one, in a little bit different color. It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So pretty. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brand new 4mm Chuck Fire Polish strand bundles for you guys. So there's this one right here, the Mardi Gras one, Candy Apple, Twilight Bloom, and then this one right here being the Rustic Jewels. So there are the new ones that have just now landed. Brand new, hot off the press right now. So pretty. And I know that there are others that you guys have seen that have been released all week long. You can't go wrong with these. They're absolutely stunning, and I think that you are going to have a wonderful time creating with these. They're really beautiful. The color palettes are to die for, and I love it because they're put together in a way that I don't have to think about it. Somebody else picked all the colors out for me. Then it's up to me to just be creative. And fire polish beads, whether they are the 4mm or the 6mm, are a wonderful bead to build your entire bead collection onto, because they make a great standalone bead or a wonderful spacer accent bead. So you can't go wrong with the fire polish. They're just beautiful. That facet that's on them is always going to add a little touch of sparkle to any design that you create. So really, really love these, and was super excited to get to drop these with you guys today. Now, if you would like to see me use these in a project, I will be live again this weekend on Sunday evening. It'll be late afternoon for some of you, but Sunday evening for me. here on the East Coast. So if you would like to see me use some of these in a fun little earrings project, I encourage you to set your reminders. I'll be going live again with you for a very special Sunday live where I'm going to be using these to create a fun pair of earrings. So definitely grab your favorite set or 2 or 3 and then come hang out with me on Sunday and I'll show you something cool that you can do with them. All right, so now I do have something that we can do right now. Let's do that right now. Want to? Let's take a look at these prestige crystals that I have, and then we are going to create those bracelets that I showed you, or at least one of them, but if you can do one of them, you can do them all. So I have a beautiful selection of prestige crystals for you guys in today's show that are both the 6mm, which is the larger one that you're going to see here, and the smaller one, which are 4mm. So in this bracelet right here, I have the faceted round light turquoise. So you can see them not being used in a bracelet here. There is the beautiful 6mm, and then I also have that in the 4mm. And again, everything you see in today's show you can access through that shopping bag. So if you'll click on that, it's going to bring up all of the beady goodness that's in the show, the check bundles and these guys. And then don't forget, you've got that special free beads if you spend $75 or $99. So lots of beady goodness. So these are the light turquoise that I used in this bracelet. Then I used some of the gorgeous red, but this is not just any red. This is the light cyan. This is actually a mix of both because I spilled a bunch of beads. Because I mean, why not? I'm having one of those days. So you can see these have that gorgeous AB finish to them. It's a brilliant, brilliant red. Makes for a gorgeous bracelet, or any design for that matter. Love those. This is going to be a nice red for Christmas too. So again, in both the 6mm and the 4mm. And I've used both in the bracelet. All right. And then in this one, I have used a combination of 2 different colors. So I have the Peridot Shimmer in the 6mm, which also has that like AB flash to it. You can see all that beautiful rainbow sparkle coming off of that. And then the 4mm in this one is the clear AB, which some of the red beads fell into. I apologize. But it's okay, because they're all pretty and sparkly and fun, and it doesn't matter. But the clear AB is such a classic crystal color. So, so pretty. So it mixes with anything. You can mix it with the red, you could mix it with the teal or the green. Okay. And then last but not least are the greens that I'm going to use to make our bracelet today. So I have in the 6mm and in a 4mm, what? Citrus green. I'm in love with this color. It is so pretty. Look how beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. So this is going to be the combination that we use to create our bracelet that we are going to make here in just a second. Now I do want to show you a little bit of variation that I have done to the bracelets, and that's where you can get really kind of creative and do what you want to do with these. So the original bracelet that I started out with was this guy right here. And this guy is a combination, just like all of them, of the 6mm and the 4mm. For this one, each little section is 2 of the 6, gosh, 2 of the, I need to slow down, that's my problem. 2 of the 6mm, and then 4 of the 4mm, and then another set of the 6. So 4 is going to get you like, if you look at it sort of like a chain, it's going to get you a really long link section. Now dropping that and decreasing that by 1 is how I did the red one. So the red one is 2 of the 6mm and only 3 of the 4mm. Okay, so you get kind of a little bit different look if you decrease it like that. You can even go down to 2, but I went all the way down to 1 with this one, and you can see it kind of gives it a little bit of a different look. So just increasing or decreasing the number of beads that you use, the 4mm beads that you use, is going to give you a completely different look. We're going to do the 3mm one for our project, but just know that you can really change this up however you want to. Also included are some little seed beads. I'm using some clear silver line seed beads, size 11s. If you need to grab some of those, they make great little spacers and are our little transition bead for our project. Okay, so let's get right into that, shall we? Now, don't forget, stick around because we are going to be doing a giveaway here very, very soon, and you don't want to miss out on that. So think about making your way over to artbeads.com if you're not watching the live from there, so that when the time comes, you can enter for your chance to win. All right, so I'm using some wildfire here. I'm using the Frost Wildfire. And I have taken a nice long length of this. It's about 2 wingspans, and I have thread my needles one onto each end of my thread. So this is a double needle project, just like the ones that I have been showing you lately. So we're just kind of building on our skills, the things that I have done previously, the little, the beaded ring that I showed you guys, then the Art Deco bracelet that I showed you guys, and now this, all very similar kind of setup. So we're going to, first thing we're going to do is we're going to dump out some of our beads here so we can get to them nice and easy. All right, we are going to take a wire guardian and a size 11 seed bead. All right, so I'm going to dump some of those out. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up one needle. It doesn't matter which one, okay, either one. And you are going to thread a wire guardian onto your needle. Okay, so you're going to go up through the wire guardian, and then you're going to go back down through the wire guardian. And then you are going to pull until you put this wire guardian in the center of your thread. So the easiest way to do that is to take your 2 needles together and then just pull out the slack until you've brought your wire guardian to the middle of your cord. Okay. So now I'm going to take, whoops. I'm going to take one of my needles, doesn't matter which one, but I'm going to take one of my needles and I'm going to pick up one size 11 seed bead. Maybe. There we go. One size 11 seed bead. Rosanna says, can't stay for long. Oh, she said she's in bad shape today, but so happy to stay as long as she can. We're sending you very gentle hugs, and we're happy that you're here for as long as you get to be here. And don't forget, you can always come back and watch the replay if you want to. All right, so I have thread on to one needle, a size 11 seed bead. I'm going to take my other needle, and I'm going to go into that bead running in the opposite direction into that same bead. So my threads are crossing inside that seed bead, and then I'm going to pull gently, and I'm going to pull that seed bead down so that it is sitting right next to my wire guardian. And again, that wire guardian should be sitting in the center of your thread. Okay, so now we are ready to move on to the next step. However, I do like to reinforce a little bit, so I'm actually going to take one of my needles. You don't have to do this with both, but I'm going to go back up through my wire guardian and then back down through my wire guardian and through that seed bead again. That just ensures that I have thread running through this twice. Just gives it a little extra strength before I move on. But now we're ready to go. Okay. All right. So now this is super, super easy, you guys, and this project actually goes by pretty quickly. So hopefully we'll be able to get through the whole thing from start to finish. We're going to pick up on each needle one size 6 crystal. So one on each. Okay. Then we're going to pick up 3 of the size 4s. So 1, 2, and 3. Same thing on the other needle. 1, 2, and 3. And then one more of the size 6. So a 6 millimeter on that one and a 6 millimeter on that one. And we're going to drop those down. Okay, so that's what you've got so far. Now we're going to pick up another size 11 seed bead on one of the needles. Okay, and then we're going to take our other needle and run it in the opposite direction, going through that seed bead. And that's it. That's all there is to this. You're going to pick up all your beads, same amount on both sides, and then you're just going to cross your thread through a size 11 seed bead, and that is literally it. There's nothing else to this. You're just making a little circle out of your beads. That's all. Super easy, but so sparkly. All right, so first thing is, bring these over here so I can actually get to them. A 6mm bead, 3 of the 4mm, I can pick them up with my needle, that'd be great. And then another 6. That's on my right needle. On my left needle, same thing. So a 6, 3 4mm, and then another 6, and drop those down. Okay. Then with one of your needles, pick up a size 11 seed bead, and then take your needle, your opposite needle, go through that same seed bead running in the opposite direction of the other needle and thread, and pull. And that's it. Easy peasy. Now, if you have ever been interested in bead weaving, this is a wonderful basic project. Wonderful, super easy basic project to get you used to using the needle and thread, using 2 needles, 1 in each hand, which can be kind of awkward in the beginning until you get used to it. And you're only using 1 size 11 seed bead, so that makes it extra easy that you're using larger beads. It just kind of gets you in the groove of things. It gets you comfortable and confident using your needle and thread, but doing it with beads that are bigger than a whole pile of size 11 seed beads, which can be kind of intimidating. So this is a great beginner type project. So again, right needle, I pick up a 6, and then I pick up 3 of the 4s, and then another 6. Okay, drop that. Same thing on the other needle, a 6, and then 3 of the 4mm. And don't forget, with this, you can change up the number of 4mm beads that you use. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do 3, do 4, you could do 10 if you wanted to. It's totally up to you, and it's going to kind of change the way these little links look. So dropping those down, and then with one needle I pick up a size 11 seed bead, and then I take my opposite needle and go through it in the opposite direction, just crossing those threads through the seed bead. And if the size 11 seed beads are too small, if you don't want to mess with a size 11 seed bead, you could use a larger seed bead, or you could use a 3mm crystal if you wanted to. So you don't even have to use a seed bead at all if you wanted to, you know, skip the seed beads altogether, because seed beads can be frustrating. You can skip it and use some other bead there. And you don't even have to use crystals for this, quite honestly. I showed you those beautiful 4mm check fire polish bundles. You could grab some of the 6mm check fire polish bundles and some of the 4mm check fire polish bundles and mix them together and create these bracelets that way, instead of using the prestige crystals. Because not everybody likes the sparkle. I do, because I'm all about princess jewelry. I love the more sparkle, the better. But if you wanted to kind of tone it down a little bit, you definitely could do this with the fire polish in the 6mm and the 4mm. You could do this with seed beads in different sizes. You could do this with gemstones. You quite literally can do this with anything you want. So hopefully I'm inspiring you. Maybe the prestige is not your thing. That's okay. It's okay. You can do this with anything you want. And it is super easy, and it goes by really, really quickly. One of my favorite things about this project is that it is so sparkly and so fun and so easy. Makes a great gift, and people look at it and think, oh my gosh, that must have been difficult. No, it's really not. That can be your secret. It's not hard at all. It's very easy. Oh, I did 4 there. I thought I was only doing 3. Why have I put 4 on my needle? I was not paying attention. So 3 of the 4. I need to take 1 off on this side. Julie says, I've never bought thread. What's a good start? Michelle is fond of the 1G. It is a really nice thread. It comes in a lot of different colors. I like that one a lot. I am a wildfire kind of person, personally. It's really kind of one of those where you just kind of have to try them out and see which ones you like the best. The 1G for me is a little on the soft side. I like a little bit more structure, so I like the wildfire, but they're both equally fantastic. The wildfire is what I'm using right now. One of the reasons that I like the wildfire so much is because it has that thermally bonded coating over the top of it. So it's like it's already been preconditioned. You don't have to put any extra, you don't have to put any beeswax or anything like that on it. And when you thread your needle, I flatten mine with my pliers. See how I flattened the end there? Because of that coating that's on it, it flattens really, really nicely, and it'll thread through your needle super quick and easy. But everybody kind of has their own preference. I would say just pick one and try it. Buy like, maybe not 100 feet of it, maybe not 50 feet. Like try to buy a small, a small length of it to play around with before you make a decision. Because what I like is definitely going to be different than what somebody else likes. But I don't think you're going to be disappointed. The wildfire doesn't tangle either, so they both have that in common, which is nice. But the 1G definitely comes in more colors. All right, so again, 2 6s, and then 3 of the 4mm, and then another 6. Three of the 4mm on this one. And then another 6. Drop those down, and then we're going to pick up a size 11 seed bead. And then we're going to cross our needles and our thread through that and pull that down. So pretty, and we're over halfway. So for the one where I only used the 3, I'm making a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the little links. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we only need to make 3 more, and then we're going to finish this off. Okay. And actually, I think I'm only going to do 2 more. No, I'll do that because I ended up making one of these a little too long for me. Yeah, I'm going to do 1 less. So I'm only going to do 7 because this bracelet was actually a little bit big for me. All right. So a 6mm on each side. And then 3 of the 4s. So there's 1, 2, 3 on that one, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, we need 2 more of the 6s, so 1 on each needle. Oh my goodness, go through there. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to pick up a seed bead on one needle and take our other needle through that same seed bead going in the opposite direction. Okay, so there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 1 more. So I'm going to pick up nothing if I can't get the needle through there. 1 6, 3 of the 4s. My goodness. And another 6. Drop that down. That's a really good point, says Terry. I think all threads are good until you find the one you absolutely hate. And that will vary for, that's me. I have one that I absolutely hate, but it is one that other people absolutely love, and that's the Nymo. I hate it with a passion deep down in my soul, but I have friends that absolutely adore it, and that's the only thread they use. So yeah, it's just kind of trial and error until you find one that you hate. I love it. That's a great way to look at it. It's so true. So true. All right, dropping that one down. All right, so now we are at the end where we are going to take our needle and thread and we are going to cross it through a seed bead. All right, and then we're going to add our wire guardian to this end. And we're going to reinforce a little bit, and then we will actually be done. So drop that down. Like I said, this goes by pretty quickly. All right, so we've gone the entire length, and now we are ready to add our wire guardian. And we're going to do that very similarly to the way that we started. So we're just going to use one needle, and we are going to take that needle up through our, that's a jump ring. Wow, Sarah, what is wrong with you today? Not a 6 millimeter either. Oh my gosh, you guys, this has been a long week. It has been a long week. I am taking my needle up through that wire guardian. Wow, I need to just go. I need to go back to bed. All right, and then I'm going to take my needle back down through my wire guardian. Now I'm embarrassed. And I don't embarrass easily. All right, and I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I am going to go back through the seed bead here. So hold on a second, pull that down. I'm going to take my needle and thread back through my seed bead in the opposite direction, and I'm going to pull. Goodness gracious. And when I pull, and I pull tight, it's going to pull that wire guardian right back down where it goes. Okay, so now I'm going to reinforce that just like we did with the first one. I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I'm actually going to go back around again, and I'm just using one needle for this. You don't have to do both. You don't have to make it more complicated than it needs to be. So I'm just going to go up through that wire guardian again. I definitely need a happy drink and some relaxation, but the truth is that as soon as I'm done here, I have to go out to my shed and get the ladder because I'm actually in the middle of painting, which is quite honestly what my problem is I have not had enough sleep. I started out sick this week, so I have been on allergy medication all week long and not been sleeping very well. Plus I'm doing house projects, so I'm just kind of running low on energy and brain at the moment. It's been a week. All right, so reinforcing and then pulling all of that down. So you can see how it loosened up when I was going through everything, but when you pull again, it's going to pull everything down nice and tight. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to tie off, and I don't like to tie off right at my seed bead right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reinforce just a little bit. I'm going to take my needle and thread down through some of these beads, and then just pick one. Doesn't matter which one, just pick one to bring your needle and thread out between, and then you're going to take your needle and thread behind that thread and pull to make a little loop. And then you're going to take your needle through that loop to make yourself a little half hitch knot. So you're just kind of tying a knot onto your thread. And then I'm going to go through another couple of beads, probably this seed bead here in the middle. And then I will use my thread burner to take this thread off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other needle, because even though we haven't been using it, we still need to take it and tie it off as well. So I'm going to go through this seed bead right here, and you can reinforce the entire bracelet if you want to, if you feel like you need to stitch back through all the way so that you have double threads running through the entire thing. Totally up to you. I am definitely one of the people who likes to reinforce all the project, like the whole thing, but I'm not going to do that today, just to save us some time, because we are doing a giveaway and we need to have some fun. So I'm going to take my left-handed needle and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through a couple of beads. Bring my needle and thread out between a couple of beads. Oh, or not. What the heck just happened? Whoops, I pulled the wrong. There we go. I had the wrong needle and thread in my hand, and you all didn't even know it. And if I didn't say it out loud, you'd have never known. I could have just saved myself the embarrassment. That's all right. All right, so again, bringing it between two beads, and then just tying a little half hitch knot by making a little loop to take my thread through and pull that down, and then go through a couple more beads, and you can use your thread burner to burn that off. And all you have to do now is just add your hardware to the end. Super easy. It's a very easy, relaxing project that looks beautiful regardless of what kind of beads you're going to use for it. So, all right, I'm going to use my thread burner. If you need a thread burner, I've got one in the show. Click on that shopping bag, bring up the links for them. Right. I am really hard on thread burners, and this one is my absolute favorite of all time. Love, love, love this one. It's worth every penny. All right, so here is our bracelet, and now we are ready to just put our hardware on. So grab some pliers real quick. Couple of jump rings and a clasp, and you can get decorative if you want to do like decorative clasp. Just keeping it simple with the lobster clasp. So pretty. Look how pretty that is. I love it. See if I can get this on myself. I'm not very good at putting on jewelry, putting on bracelets at least, on my own. We'll see what happens. Nope. I have a tool for this, but I don't have it with me right this second, so we'll just have to, hold on. I'm gonna take it out of the frame for a second. I apologize. I will put this on one way or another. There we go. I got it. I got it. Look how pretty. It's so, so pretty. So that is the beautiful citrus green. This is the one that is in the red. Very pretty. And then we have the light turquoise with an extra bead, so the links in it are a little bit longer. And then last but not least, this one only had a single bead in between it. It's a combination of that beautiful peridot with the AB clear in between them. Now that is a whole armful of sparkle right there. So pretty. So sparkly, so fun. Love those. And again, if you don't want to do sparkle, grab some of those fire polish bundles. Grab some of the 6mm ones that are on the website and some of the 4mm ones that have dropped this week. And do something that's not as sparkly. Something that's maybe a little bit more everyday wear. Or, you know, grab your favorite gemstone. Any of those will work. Create some really fun bracelets. You could mix and match your colors too. You don't have to do them all in just a solid color. As you can see, as I mixed that one with 2 different colors. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. All right, I'm going to bring out these bundles again. I'm sorry, not the bundles. The free beads. I'm going to bring out the free beads? You want me to bring out the free beads? Because guys, just a little reminder to you, we are celebrating pre-Labor Day with a sale right now where if you spend $75 or more, you are going to get this in, I don't know what I was going to say, this beautiful, not anything that starts with N, a beautiful teal bead strand assortment here of our gorgeous check glass beads. If you spend $75 or more, you will get the teal. If you spend $99 or more, you will also get the mauve assortment, which is equally gorgeous. So pretty. So look at all these incredible free beads, guys. Free beads. Love free beads. Love them, love them, love them. All right. So as you are gazing at these gorgeous beads, let's do a giveaway. You want to? I love these giveaways because this is such a cool way to show off our incredibly talented community members. So we're going to do just like we have done for the past couple of weeks here on Fridays, where in just a moment, I am going to show you a photograph. It's not a photograph. I'm going to show you a picture. This is digital. It's not a photograph. We're going to show you guys a picture. So I'm going to pause the show. And when I pause the show, a picture is going to come up of a design that was created by one of our fabulous community members. Now listen to what I'm saying. It is not me. It is not one of our other artists, okay? It's not one of our design team members. This was based on a design that I did that one of our community members recreated and then posted a picture on Serious Art Beaters, our Facebook group. So I'm going to show you that picture, and then when I come back, the first person who can tell me who created that picture in our community, who that community member is going to win a prize. You will win a freebie. If you are the creator of that design, you also win. So don't say, oh, it was me, it was me. Just stay quiet because you're also going to win. So we're going to get 2 winners out of this giveaway. Now you have to be joining us from the main site. So you got to be over here on artbeads.com/live in order to enter into the chat who our community member is. Now remember, these are pictures that are posted in our Serious Art Beaters Facebook group. So at any point, I could pick one of you at any point. So it's important that you post your pictures there, share with each other what you guys are doing, share your creativity and your inspiration, because you never know when you might be picked for one of these and win a prize. And all you did was just post a picture of your beady goodness. So the name of that Facebook group is Serious Art Beaters. All right, so I'm going to push pause here in just a second, okay? That picture is going to come up. As soon as I come back, first person who gets the correct answer is going to win. All right, get ready. Here we go. The design in the picture that you just saw is going to win, and so is the creator of that design. Ready, go? Oh my gosh, I made that one way too easy. Oh my gosh. Too easy. Too easy. Too easy. I knew I should have scrolled farther. Congratulations to Terry, who got the answer right first. I know it usually takes everybody like 5 minutes, but that was done by Wendy Fox. Wendy Fox wins, and so does Miss Terry. So congratulations to both of you. Congratulations. It really was super, super fast. It's too funny. And I see people, and Michelle says, Sara Lovecraft. No, it wasn't me. I promise. I did do the design, but Wendy is the one who created her version of it and posted it there in our Facebook group. So guys, please be sure that you're joining our Facebook group and sharing all of your beady goodness with each other. It's a great place to continue the conversation that happens here in the comment section. It can continue over into the Facebook group. You can post pictures, you can ask questions, you can get inspired from other designers, from other creators, other makers. It's just a fun place to hang out because we have such an amazing community. So you never know when your design could be picked to win. So congratulations to both Terry and to Wendy. Love it, love it, love it. All right, friends. So we are here at the end of the show. I am going to turn you guys around and give you a couple of minutes here. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, I'm also going to show you the bracelets from a different perspective just so that you can see. So let me turn you around. Sorry about the fan. I hope that didn't cause too much weirdness with the camera. I meant to turn that off ahead of time, but I'm going to show you the bracelet that I have on. This is a great opportunity. If you've got any questions to ask that maybe I missed, or you've been just waiting till the end to ask, now is a great opportunity to do so. It's also a great opportunity to go ahead and close out your cart, because as we have all learned from previous experiences here, that things have a tendency to sell out, particularly when we're doing these types of giveaways where we've got free beads. So plus the 60% off for the pre-Labor Day sale. I mean, that's unheard of. So if you put items in your cart and you leave that cart and you come back a couple of days later, there's no guarantee that those items will still be there. So this is a great opportunity to go ahead and finish out your checkout process. You definitely want to finish all of that and get all of that taken care of. Take advantage of the 60% off going on sale, or up to 60% off that's going on the website right now. Plus $75 is going to get you that teal mix for assortment for free. $99 is going to get you the teal one and the pink one. So you want to take advantage of that. That's going to be going on through the weekend. If you want to see me again this weekend, I'm doing a special live on Sunday where I'll be using some of those 4mm fire polish bundles that I showed you today to create some fun little earrings. It's another easy bead weaving project. So if you're getting into bead weaving and you're kind of intrigued and maybe you want to take the skills that we did today just one step further to create some earrings, that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday. So set your reminders for that. All right, Rosetta has a question. I'm going to scroll back here and take a look. Let's see here. Don't know. Rosetta had a question. She just asked to join the Facebook group. Yay! I feel like I missed. Did I miss the question? I don't see it. Somebody might need to post that one for me again, because I'm scrolling back and I'm not seeing it. I may not have scrolled back far enough. Did I miss it? Any questions, guys, that you've got? Now is a great time. Oh, any tricks? I see it now. I had scrolled back too far. Any tricks on threading those needles? Yes. So my number one trick, let me turn you around. I'm going to turn you around again real quick, because this is a great question. Great question. All right. So my trick to threading the needle is to squash. You got to squash the thread. So I'm going to show you real quick. So if I am ready to thread my needle, right, I like to take my thread. First of all, I like to make sure I have a nice clean cut on that thread. Okay. And then I'm going to take a pair of pliers. Any pliers will do. And I'm going to smash it flat. See how I smashed the end of that thread super, super flat? So now it's no longer round. It is this little flat pancake. That little flat pancake is so easy to just slide, if I can see, to slide right in to my needle. So easy. It is so much easier to thread a flattened thread than it is a round thread. You couldn't sit there and get frustrated and give up before you've even started your project. So do yourself a favor and squish the end of your thread first, and it will make your life so much easier. Now, I do still kind of have to get close to it with my eyes. You know, I got to get up close and look real close to see what's going on. I mean, I don't think that that's ever going to change when it comes to threading needles, but to me, that's the quickest, easiest way to do it, is just squish it flat right on the end and you're good to go. Let's see, any other questions? What time on Sunday? So it will be 7 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday for me. Okay, yeah, so that's a good question. Some of the beads are a minimum of 2 bead purchase. Can you indicate how many are needed per bracelet? So it's going to vary just a little bit for everybody depending on the length of the bracelet that you want. But, and if you are using a different amount of the 4mm beads in between, I can give you kind of a general idea here. So for a 7.5 inch bracelet, with 3 crystals, just like the one that I did today. So with the 3 4mm crystals, it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. It's going to be 28 of the 6mm beads. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What is 3 times 14? Somebody math for me real quick. 3 times 14. Let me get my calculator out for you. 3 times 14 is 42 of the 4mm. So that's if you're using 3 of the 4mm. Now, you're going to need more than that if you're going to do the bracelet that has the 4 4mm beads. And of course less if you're going to just do it with 1. So it is going to vary slightly. And hopefully that helps a little bit. I know that's not an exact number, so it's not like the best answer, but it does give you kind of an idea of how many beads you're going to need. And if you are 7.5 inches is like, it's pretty standard. If you need a little bit longer bracelet or a little bit shorter bracelet, you can kind of adjust accordingly. Let's see, how much thread is needed? A wingspan and a half. I usually do 2 wingspans. So when I say a wingspan, I mean like when I take my thread, it's not an official measurement by any stretch. Where is my cord or my thread? So I take my thread and I hold it in front of me and then I spread my wings, right? That is usually about 3-4 feet. I'm a pretty short person. And then I'll do it a second time. 2 wingspans or 1 of those and a half. It doesn't take nearly as much thread as you think that it does, but if you're going to reinforce, you definitely need at least 2 wingspans for that. So let's see, anything else? Yeah, arm to arm is that wingspan. And it's usually pretty good amount, and it's a comfortable amount to work with. 1 wingspan will get you a whole lot of projects. A wingspan and a half is going to get you a whole lot of project and a little bit of reinforcing, and 2 wingspans is gonna take care of literally everything. Maybe not everything, but you know what I mean. So it's anything longer than that really is kind of uncomfortable to work with. And at that point, if you're making a project that needs that much thread, your best bet is to do a wingspan and a half and then add on thread later, just so that it's comfortable, because nobody wants to work with like 12 feet of thread. That's no fun. You're just going to get it tangled up and tied around your chair, and you're going to sew yourself to the carpet, and it's just, don't do it. Another good question here. So how do you decide which size needles to use? So I've talked about this before a little bit, but I have not gotten in depth about it because I always get the numbers mixed up. One thing that you should know about me, if you don't know this about me yet, is I don't math. I just don't. I don't measure. I don't math. I'm not good with numbers. Words are my thing, obviously, because a lot of them come out of my face. But one of the things that you need to keep in mind is your needles and your thread go together. So when you are picking out the size of your needle, keep in consideration the size of your thread, because if you have a thread that is too thin of a diameter for the eye of your needle is constantly going to be slipping off of your thread, and that is such a pain. It takes the joy out of any project. So when you are looking at purchasing needles, you need to be sure that you are buying a needle that is comparable to the diameter of the thread that you are using. For me, for instance, today I was using 0.006 inch Wildfire, and I was using a size 11 needle. That is a really good standard combination. However, size 10 and size 11 will work great with this size Wildfire. So you have a little bit of wiggle room, but if you go too far one direction or the other, you're really going to struggle. Now, I know that, again, not a perfect answer, but a really good idea of how to kind of decide when you're buying those two things. Because you don't want to fight with your needle and thread the entire time. It's not fun. Not fun at all. All right, guys. So I think that is it for me. I'm out of here. I hope that you guys have had a fun time here with me this afternoon. And if you'd like a double dose, I'll be right back here on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. for a special weekend show where I will be using those 4mm check glass bundles. So we're going to look at those again, and I'm going to do a quick little project with you guys just to hang out with you for a little bit on our Sunday evening if you would like to. So set your reminders for that. And I will be back with you same time, same place next week with another fun project for you guys. I can't remember what I've got going on next week. Let me pull up the calendar. Sometimes it's nice to have a little teaser. What have I got going on with you guys next week? So, I have more crystals for you next week. So if you want to do an easy crystal project next week, nothing like today, not that today was hard, but just a really nice charm project where it could be a charm necklace, charm bracelet, whatever. We're going to look at crystal sparkly goodness and use jump rings and chain. It's going to be easy. It's going to be fabulous. So you definitely want to set your reminders for that. Be sure that you are setting your reminders for all of the other amazing designers here on Art Beads. And don't miss a single show. If you do, you can always come back and watch those on the replay. But I'm out of here. I love you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see some of you on Sunday. If I don't, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. All right? Bye, guys. Mwah.